Hi everyone, welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna show you two utility knives from True Utility. The first one is simply called the box cutter, alright, the True Utility box cutter, and the second one is the True Utility Crafty. Alright, so we're gonna show you two utility knives from True Utility. I haven't seen any videos on YouTube about these two products, so I thought of showing these to you before I get to use them. Okay, but before we get to that, why do you need a utility knife? So basically, you need utility knives for opening packages, opening boxes. Hi Alex, come here. So you need a utility knife to open boxes, your packages, maybe open letters, say hi. Hi. Okay. But you would say, why not just use your fixed blade? You can simply use your fixed blade also to open packages, open a box, right? Or why not a folding knife? Like this one, you can simply use your folding knife to open the same. But why do you need a utility knife? I'm gonna show you my favorite one. This is by Mossy Oak. Alright. And this is my favorite utility knife. What sets a utility knife apart from those other knives is that you can actually remove the blade. Okay? And you can throw these away if they're not sharp anymore. It's actually fairly easy to resharpen these things a couple of times. Okay? And what's nice about this is you can simply remove the blade, pack up the holder, stow it in your carry-on or your check-in baggage, and you can travel with it. And when you land or arrive at the place you're going to, you can simply buy these replacement blades where you can find these things at any hardware store or Home Depot, and you have a knife you can work with. Okay, and they're so easy to replace, remove, put back. Right? So you don't have to dull your fixed blade or your folding knives to open simple packages or boxes, which we do all the time. So let's get to it. Let's open these. Okay, I moved the camera around so you can see just the knife. So we'll work on the True Utility box cutter first. I'll move aside the Crafty for a minute and use my trusty Mossy Oak. This is nice. Okay, what does it say on the packaging? Its product code is TU583K. Okay, the box cutter. They should have a model name for this thing. Okay, so these are the features. Quick release military style clip, quick change blade, blade safety lock, screwdriver and scraper, bottle opener, and a stainless steel body. I don't know why they always design in a bottle opener. You can use absolutely anything to open bottles. I don't know why they insist on putting a bottle opener as an additional feature. So it has a driver opener clip and it's made of stainless steel. Okay. So this is the clip. The clip is pretty nice. It has a little side to side movement. It's not too rigid, but it will work. Okay. The screwdriver tip isn't as sharp as I would want it to be, but I guess that will work. Okay, it has some jimping on the top and the bottom. Okay, I would guess this is the bottle opener side. Alright, and this is the button that you have to move up. You have to move up, and it's ambidextrous. You can move it on the other side as well. And what that button does is that it unblocks the blade so it can slide out. Alright, so you move the button up. I'll move this packaging out of the way, and the blade will just actually, let's see if it falls out. It actually falls out. Okay, so you have to be careful when you're releasing the blade that it doesn't fall out. Okay, so you can adjust depending on the blade. Some blades have 2 notches, some have 3, some have 4, depending on the model of the blade. So that would determine how far the blade would extend out of the holder. Okay. Let's see this again. It says true and just true. Okay, it's all stainless steel. The button has a nice feel. It doesn't slip too much. What I particularly don't like on this true utility box cutter is that when you open the blade and it locks into place, you can actually use it already, right? Okay, it doesn't move, doesn't retract, but you can still see that there is a gap. Okay, the pin doesn't rest fully on that groove. Okay, just like most utility knives and utility blade holders, there's some rattle. Okay, that's Well, that's expected. I think one of the products that solve that would be the screw pop. They have a magnet so it doesn't shake. See? So it really doesn't sit fully on the groove of the blade, but it's still good, and it doesn't retract on its own, doesn't pull out. Oh, it did. It actually did. See? It actually poked me. So you just have to be careful not to pull it out too hard. But going in, let's see if you can force this. Going in is quite harder, but pulling the blade out, you can actually do that if you tug hard enough on the blade. Alright, so that's the true utility box cutter. Let's see the dimensions on this thing. So I'm using just a simple ruler. Okay, it's 8 centimeters long and about 3 centimeters wide. It's around 4 millimeters thick. Okay, still pretty good. Has a nice feel, nice weight to it. Okay, the true utility box cutter. It's plain on the back side. Okay, it uses these star screws to hold the plates together. Let me see. Does this fit? Okay, it fits. It's a T6 80 millimeter star screw. So that's the one that you need to use if you're gonna tighten or loosen this box cutter. Alright, that's it. So put it back. Another thing I actually like about this true utility box cutter is that it comes with its own keyring, and what's nice about this is, let me try to show you. It says true, and what goes around comes back around. That's a nice detail on the keyring. It's only on one side of the keyring. Okay. What goes around comes back around. One thing to note with the true utility box cutter is it has a resemblance to the somewhat generic EDC utility knife You can find these all over Amazon or any online store like Shopee or Lazada. Okay, so it looks similar. Alright, but of course the true utility dominates in the form and finish. Okay, this is simply beautiful. That the craftsmanship of the true utility box cutter is really, really nice. Okay, the polish is also nice. Okay, but the design of this more or less generic one from Amazon or Lazada or Shopee looks similar. You see the bottle opener there. Okay, but this one has a ruler and a hex. I'm showing you this because I want to compare the locking mechanism. You would notice this part is somewhat thicker and doesn't expose the notches of the blade. So with that, it is really, really hard to pull out the blade intentionally, even with this generic EDC utility knife. Okay, so with the mechanism, this is a little bit more secure. Though this knob, this button here, is made of plastic and has screws at the back. Okay. Maybe I'll make a video on this utility knife soon. Okay, but I also like this design, and it's really flat. Okay, all right. Moving on to the True Utility Crafty folding utility knife. Okay. All right. So it's the Crafty personal folding craft knife. The features: quick release carabiner clip, quick change blade feature, folding guard handle, lock release button, and it has 2 spare blades included. This one's right here. Secure finger grip ring, stainless steel body, black titanium coated blade guard and clip. Okay. This looks really interesting. So let's open it up. Again. The spare blades are at the back. Okay. Oh, this is really nice. It has a fidget spinner feature too. Okay, let me stop playing with it first so I can show you the True Utility Crafty folding utility knife. Okay, so this is a semblance of those folding karambit knives that has a retention ring. Okay, so you open it up, there's a lock, and the lock points to that button, so you press it so you can swing this arm around, and that same button locks it in place. Okay, it has some wobble though because it's only on one side. Okay, and it has a blade guard. Okay, and this part here actually releases the blade, but unlike other blade holders or utility knives wherein you press up to release the blade, this one works on a fulcrum. You press down and you see that this part goes up. So when you press down, this part goes up, you can pull out the blade. Okay, and you can replace it, release it, but you notice it doesn't fully go down until it seats on the notches of the blade. So you have to double check that when you put the blade in, that the lock bars seats right into the grooves of your blade. Okay, so that's the true Utility Crafty. This is a really nice design. Okay, I don't think you're supposed to use it like this, but more of like this to have more leverage. Okay, pushing down. Okay, let me see if I can pull the, nope, that's pretty locked in place. You can't really push it in because there's nowhere for the blade to go, but trying to pull it out, that's, the blade is locked in place by that bar, but when you press that lock and that bar swings up, it's easy to remove or replace your blades. Okay, and as usual, it has some rattle, but not too much. Alright, the true Utility Crafty folding knife. This is actually kind of heavy, eh? It's several thick plates. Okay, let's see the dimensions on this. It's around 14.3 centimeters long when the handle is extended. Around 11 centimeters long when the handle is folded. Okay, around 3 centimeters wide and half centimeter thick. Now that's a thick utility knife. Okay, I say thick because there are utility knives or blade holders as thin as this one. You can see the difference in thickness of different styles of utility knives. This is so small and thin, right? But not really good for heavy duty work or heavy cutting. But for this one, you can really push down on the blade and not worrying that it will break on you, because it's enclosed, it's housed in this thick piece of metal. All right, and the design is really cool. This has some nice fidget spinner vibe. You can open it one-handed with practice. This is the first time I'm handling this utility knife. Alright. So go check it out. This is the True Utility Crafty. Oh, and this doesn't come with a keyring, because you can simply clip this to your belt loop or bag or your keys, but this is gonna be a big keychain, so that's a nice feature there. Okay, so go check it out. This is the True Utility Crafty, and the first one we saw today was the True Utility Box Cutter. If we compare the size of these two, so this is the Crafty here. The thing fits. Okay, so they're basically the same length up to here. If you remove the retention ring on the Crafty, it's as long as the box cutter. Okay, so take your pick. I pick both because I love utility knives and I use them every day. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video on the True Utility Box Cutter and the True Utility Crafty Folding Utility Knife. Okay, so check these out. I got these from Forged Philippines. You can go check out the website of True Utility where you can get these where you are. All right. And see you in the next video.